Hello and welcome to American Wasp. On this space, I'm your host, Deter McBizness, joined as always by the one and only Alex. Devil's
Hello.
Productions. What's good, my man?
Happy Halloween, folks.
My happy Halloween to you, my East Coast brother. How are you, dude? Things are popping off in New York City right
Things
now.
are popping off. What did you do this weekend?
I was working mostly.
I
watched a lot of football.
Rally.
Oh yeah, did you go? Nice.
I did.
That's great. How was it? Tell me about it.
I will tell you right now. I got some pictures. This was the line to get in. There was a lot of people. There was some like 10 people with like pro Cuomo, pro Israel flags and placards over on the side here. This what? Was the sorry,
no.
What?
No, nothing. Just
this
seems like whatever.
The stage.
Wow.
Saw Emma Vigeland.
Yeah.
Majority Report.
Met her.
Asked her for a interview. Met Christina Brown from Olay and Friends. Asked her for an interview too. Apparently Hassan was there. I did not see Hassan.
Did they say yes? Are they gonna? Are you
yeah, they did say yes, but you know,
oh, nice.
I'm not. I reached out, but we'll see. This is just a view of like the beginning part.
Nice.
This is about like 5 o'clock or so, and then
this is a real peak for your Twitter page.
Yeah.
This is definitely a steep climb in relevance.
I was at I saw Sarah Sherman was hosting from SNL. I was like, oh shit. They had Julia Salazar, who I voted for. I think she's Manhattan. I don't even know what she is. Manhattan Borough president, maybe. But yeah, a bunch of the DSA reps here who got elected, talking about their journeys and whatnot. This was Brad Lander coming out. He was all excited. Brad Lander had the energy.
Good evening, New York City.
And there was a chorus at the end before AOC Burning came out, and he was dancing out of tune with the chorus.
Gosh, AOC is invincible, huh? Well, I guess in New York, of course, you're going to come out in New York.
But yeah, this was AOC coming out. And we're going crazy. And then look at like how packed it is now. Like just in a couple hours, it just filled up.
How early did you get there?
We got there about like I'm early everywhere I go. I have a terrible fear about being late anywhere. So
it's a New Yorker thing, yeah.
Yeah, I showed up at like 4 o'clock.
What time did Zoran actually come out?
He came out probably around 8:30.
Wow, okay.
And it ended around like 9:10, 9:20. But like the energy from when Bernie brought out Zoran, like it was louder than both AOC and Bernie.
I love that entrance music. That's great.
Yeah. Well, what I wanted to point out was Hochul was there. And Hochul kept getting...
She endorsed him. She endorsed
him. And I bet she thought she was going to get a lot warmer welcome than she got. Tax the rich.
Tonight, we are here for a reason.
So she came out to cheers of Tax the Rich. And during her whole speech, there was people responding and jeering and heckling. And then we would go into chants of tax the rich again and again, to the point where she clearly had gotten frustrated and was like, you guys just want to see Zoran, right? And then he came out early on stage, held her hand up, gave her a hug, and then walked her off stage to kind of end, be like, you did enough. They're not going to stop like interrupting you during her speech.
Yeah, it's true.
So the next day, she was having some event up in Buffalo or in Albany, and she was asked about the cheers. Now, during those chants of tax the rich, she would try to calm everybody down by saying, I hear you, I hear you. When asked about it, she said, oh, I couldn't really understand what they were saying. I thought they were saying, let's go Bills, and try to laugh it off. As like, I didn't hear her.
Oh, she tried to act as if that's what they were saying?
Yeah. And then the next day, actually yesterday, a couple hours after I got off with Christina and Visora, I saw this interview that she did with Jessica Tarlov, who is the liberal on the Fox show The Five, where it's 4 conservatives and 1 liberal. And this is the interview.
I can hear you.
What did you mean by I hear you?
Well, I literally heard that. I didn't view it as overwhelming at all. I mean, I was able to get through my speech. There's a lot of applause when I focused on the threats from Donald Trump in particular. And this is our commonality here. We have a common enemy. And to get everybody focused on that was really important to me. So yes, I mean, there are people who think we should be taxing the rich. I mean, we can have that debate.
We know that Mamdani does want to tax the rich more, bring it up about 2%. He can't do that on his own. You've previously said that you wouldn't be raising taxes. Have you reconsidered?
No, I would say one energetic rally does not get me to change my positions, I assure you.
Okay.
But I do hear people's voices. I process what everybody says, but I'm also have to balance governing this state and making sure that those people who are actually the reason we have a generous,
pause real quick,
supportive.
Yeah.
Specifically, what will she not change her position on that the left wants her to change her position on?
That's the wishy-washy part, is because at the debates, I know it was chaotic here watching it live with everybody, but Zoran was asked, like, your plan involves funding for a lot of the things that your plan is your platform involves taxing the rich an extra 2%. Governor Hochul has indicated that she has no plans on doing that. How do you reconcile? So I guess that's what she's referring to, is like, I haven't changed my position, which was a nebulous position to begin with, that I'm not going to increase taxes on the rich. I think that's what she's trying to say here. Which again is wishy-washy from being at the rally, being I hear you, indicating like, yeah, we're going to do that, to then the next day I couldn't even understand what they were saying, to then the next day being like, oh, I haven't moved my position.
Stat Pat, welcome to the party. Just
Hey.
another liberal elite who would rather focus on Trump rather than doing what her constituents want. She kind of admits to it. Yeah, she does. I mean, she's a product of the system.
Mhm.
She's like a real New York Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
So I will say the thing that I wish people would stop saying about Zoran is that he's a generational political talent. Now, whether or not that's true, that is yet to be proven. Okay.
Mhm.
That might be true. We'll see what happens. He is a very talented communicator, but I think you're actually not doing justice to something about him that maybe he doesn't want a lot of attention on, and that is the training that he's been through. He's got a really good education, and I know that he's probably had some really great public speaking coaches or whatnot at various points in his life. And there are certain, having had that training myself, there are a lot of things that are just basic especially if you know your ethos, you have self-awareness about your ethos. And he is a New York Muslim with a big name, you know, very aware of that ethos. And so he has to be a pro. He has to be a pro. And I don't think that comes naturally. I think he worked at that, is my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's give the guy credit for actually, taking that raw talent, but even at the age of whatever he is, 35, like a conditioned pro, conditioned talent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the way he has navigated the racist attacks against him that have been there since, you know, the beginning, the primaries, but have only amplified and really peaked now that it's so close to the election, is masterstroke. Like, he's definitely studied Obama, and because any Democrat hopeful would, but just the way, and like the training that you're talking about, the way he's always consistently brought it back to how I'm going to help New York.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm going to do. Perfect. But then, especially in those last couple of weeks, now he's not leaning into the identity politics, but like addressing it finally directly.
Being a man about it.
Being a man about it and being like, this, I've tried to, you know, roll with the punches, but it's getting fucking gross. In not so many words. It's getting fucking
I talk
gross,
about
guys.
in one of my essays that you're not going to kill racism. You're never going to kill racism. I wish we could live in a world in my lifetime where there was no racism. Not going to happen. I know too much about the world. So does Alex. So do you. All of you listening, to know that, like, you know, I think it's still in the end zones of the NFL right now. It says end racism. And one end zone, and then the other one, it's like we can do it together or something like that. And I'm like, you know, okay, sounds good. But that right there, the fact that the NFL is even doing that right there, like that,
I mean, that's
trivializes it. Like, I mean, it just makes it a way, like, what are you talking about? That's never going to happen. No, it's like isolate it, identify it, and isolate it. But go ahead. What were you saying?
I listened to Bill Burr's podcast for years and years and years. And he would, every football season, he was like, okay, here come all the pink helmets and pink ribbons for breast cancer awareness, as if we're not aware that it exists, as if me watching the game is going to go, oh, now we should stop it. Now we should really fund the research because I'm watching a football game.
It was to sell apparel.
Or
pink apparel.
Yeah, exactly. It was just to sell more, make more merch. Or the ads that's like to end domestic violence. Domestic violence is like, you know, it's upon all of us. And it's like, you motherfuckers are the ones hiring these athletes who are doing domestic violence. Like, do you only run the ads after some football player or athlete gets in trouble for it?
Yeah, no, those were embarrassing. That's a good call by you to bring that up, because I had forgotten about those things. And I remember specifically Eli Manning, like in tears or on the verge of tears. And there was like a bunch of other crap like that where the NFL, it's like, dude, you're the NFL. Okay. Yeah. You might be our cultural religion, but no one is actually worshiping you. Yeah. So check your goddamn ego and just be a sports league. Okay. You're not Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I got an update on a story that I talked about yesterday with Azor and Christina. DHS has been crazy with stealing memes or making memes and stealing content from people. Theo Vaughn has directly called out them, Homeland Security, and been like, you can't use my voice in a fucking like recruitment ad. Fuck you. But
they're gonna do what they want.
Yeah, they are gonna do what they want.
They're just gonna do what they want.
They've taken South Park and used that. But they've recently taken Halo imagery, destroy the flood. Right. And Vasora explained to me what the flood is, and, you know, kind of making the analogy that immigrants are this like invasive zombies who are pouring over the border, coming to get you and your family and eat your dogs and cats. Microsoft hasn't said anything, but this reporter here spoke to original Halo developers about these posts. One said abhorrent, another using Halo imagery in a call to destroy people because their immigration status goes way too far and ought to offend every Halo fan regardless of political orientation. So it's interesting that the actual developers of the game will speak out, but of course the giant corporation who owns it will not, because
they're scared of Trump,
bending to Trump like every other corporation.
Everyone's just trying to survive until Trump's out of office.
Yeah.
Everyone's just trying to get through the time between now and 2028.
I mean, Status Quo has also accused them. This video won't load, but they've accused them of taking footage that they shot and using it to like lionize this guy who's, I don't know, one of the commanders in ICE. He's been all over the place. What is his fucking stupid name?
Great.
This guy, Gregory Bovino.
Yeah.
This dude. Look at this fucking schmuck. I'm so tough. I watched every Liam Neeson movie. You cannot fuck with me.
Do you know how much money like a uniformed cop makes in like Beverly Hills or like, a good well-to-do area? They make like $250K a year with, including overtime and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They make like at least $250, $300K a year. It's incredible.
Yeah. And they're adding
that's
more,
just
so
cops. Who knows what the ICE people.
I mean, ICE is saying like we'll give you a $50,000 bonus to join. But ICE is doing damage, and we know this from all the videos we've seen on social media, especially Kat Abou-Ghazala, who's running in Chicago, right. And she says, I have been charged in a federal indictment sought by the Department of Justice. This political prosecution is an attack on our First Amendment rights. I am not backing down, and we are going to win. So she and others have been indicted in the protests. And let's listen to what. Yeah.
My name is Kat Abou-Ghazala. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center. This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment. This case is a major push by the Trump administration to criminalize protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them. That's why I'm going to fight these unjust charges, but I need your help to do it. As I and others have exercised our First Amendment rights, ICE has hit, dragged, thrown, shot with pepper balls, and tear gassed hundreds of protesters, simply because we had the gall to say that masked men coming into our communities, abducting our neighbors, and terrorizing us cannot be our new normal. And because Chicago doesn't back down from bullies in masks who tear gas our neighborhoods, this administration has resorted to weaponizing the federal justice system to scare us into silence. But we're not going to be silent. The Trump administration wants you to be afraid of speaking out against it and its anti-democratic power grabs. And there are plenty of reasons to be afraid right now, but we have to overcome that fear. This case targets our rights to protest, speak freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government. And while we have seen the unhinged and unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public, it's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know they are on the wrong side of history. We cannot diminish ourselves in the face of these attacks. That's why we have to unite and stand up for humanity, our rights, and everyone terrorized by Trump's lawless secret police. You'll be hearing regular updates directly from me about this case and how we can use our constitutional rights to resist authoritarianism. And as scary as all of this is, I have spent my career fighting America's backslide into fascism. I'm not going to stop now, and I hope you won't either.
I mean, brave.
So what specifically does she want?
Contributions.
Okay.
Because
she needs to hire a lawyer now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're fighting this in court.
Right.
This is some of the things that they're mad at her for.
Yeah, I know. Didn't they like knock her down and shit?
They're pushing against her now with a car. She's been out there every week, fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
And, her and 6 other people. she has decided, like, I've met her before. She could have done anything.
Oh, you met her?
Yeah, after Media Matters was getting sued by Elon Musk, and Media Matters had to make cuts because they needed money for lawyers. So she was one of the people who got cut. She then worked at Zateo for a little while, and it decided to run for Congress. I hypothesize, I haven't asked her this, but I hypothesized, because if you raise your profile, like, you're a social media influencer, you have a big profile, but if you run for Congress, you have a much, much bigger profile, and it's in the national zeitgeist, at least a little bit. So if you get in trouble like this, you can now have a much bigger platform to go on MSNBC or CNN and talk.
Wasn't she already getting coverage on MSNBC?
Yeah, and that's all because she's running for Congress.
Right.
So it gets you into those rooms, and really you can fight the good fight even bigger. And I think that was a very smart move. If that's the move, the calculation she made, I don't know. I'd love to ask her one day if she decides. I know she was supposed to be on Boston Brian's show the other day, but I'm sure this is the reason she had to cancel, because she found out she was getting indicted. It's just fucking insane what they're trying to do. But again, it's great that she's running for Congress. She's a congressional candidate. So if she was just a social media, the story would be social media influencer and 6 others indicted by DOJ.
Right.
Now
the fact that she's running for
candidate.
Congress. Yeah. No, this is all press is good press kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is insane that they're trying to do this. And here we got.
What do you mean? They're trying to go after Cat? I'm not surprised.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's still like, still kind of shocking always. Here's a clip of Trump saying some shit, which, is basically the reason they're going after her. But this is about sending National Guard and the military into cities. And he just, this is the ethos of this administration.
You said you were prepared to send more than the National Guard into American cities.
Sure, I would do that if it was necessary. If it was necessary, I'd do that, but it hasn't been necessary. We're doing a great job without that, but yeah, it was necessary. As you know, I'm allowed to do that.
Do you mean other branches of the military you would send in, or?
If it were, who are you with?
The New York Times.
Well, that's very good, very good. Well, if you write it correctly, I'll give you the answer. But, if I want to enact a certain act, I'm allowed to do it routinely. And
this is it. Just, I know the audio is horrible because he's on the fucking plane all the time. But I can do it because I can, is the ethos of this administration.
It's all power.
And this is what you talk about all the time on your show, American Wasp, of just, they just feel entitled. Like, this is my country. I own this. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want.
So the ethos of the American white Anglo-Saxon Protestant is inauthentic, narcissistic, social entitlement. And we just saw it there with Trump. Like, it's all about what he can do if he wants. Yeah. It doesn't matter what's right. It doesn't matter what should be done or what America wants to be done, even, because sometimes what should be done and what America wants to be done aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
Often, actually. And he's just obsessed with the power, man. He's just like, he's delusional about his legacy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he is delusional about his legacy. Like, if he thinks he's going down in history as a good president, he's got another thing coming, man. Like, we might lose, like, America in this whole thing, but it's just going to prove how wrong Trump and all the MAGA trash idiots were.
I mean, I think we will endure. But I really think he is. I cannot believe it's Donald Trump. I still can't, because I still associate Donald Trump with, he's that billionaire guy who like just goes on Howard Stern and like Comedy Central roasts and shit and just wants a TV show and lifestyles of the rich or famous. He's a celebrity because he wants to be a celebrity, like Elon Musk. I just have money and I just want to be in front of cameras because I want to be cool, because I wasn't cool growing up, because I have some fucking internal daddy wound. These fucking losers.
And I like to call it empathetic arithmetic. Let's be empathetic towards super famous people. We have no idea what that does to someone's personality and their disposition. It probably exacerbates whatever narcissistic tendencies already existed.
Yeah.
You know, it probably makes everything worse.
I just can't. I cannot believe that Back to the Future 2 predicted this.
Yeah,
like down to the T of the gambling stuff.
Biff.
Yeah, Biff Tannen being mayor of whatever the town was called, and casinos everywhere, and skyscrapers, and smog, and pollution, and just him and his gold-plated casino. Like, we're having the rise of gambling, like the poly markets, the Kalshis,
one thing that I'm actually, one thing maybe we should talk about this really quick, just as a fun little tangent, is I'm actually really against the proliferation of sports gambling.
Yeah.
I'm actually really against that. And I think if it exists the way it is now, it should be way more regulated than it is. And if it's just like, dude, you're not gonna win. Like,
dude, it's not even like
you're not gonna
win. I remember FanDuel and whatnot coming out a couple of years ago.
DraftKings.
Yeah, DraftKings. That's the one. My friends who are into sports, one of them loves gambling, and so we'll try it, and is losing money and stuff, but he has a handle on it. But just the ease that it's on your phone. I can make money if I place a bet right now. It just, I mean, I was part of that GameStop rush of like, oh my God, maybe I can make some money on this GameStop stock. And, no, by the time it hit the news, it was too late. You had to have been in earlier. But, I got it. I understood, because I've never been a gambling guy my whole life. Like, I've never found that interesting, unless it was in a video game. If it's Red Dead Redemption, it's not real money, so I don't care. Yeah. I play Yakuza poker all the time.
That's like me being grateful for not having an issue with alcohol.
Yeah,
like it's good, because those things are real. Like, especially alcohol being as ubiquitous as it is in our society, like alcoholism, drug addiction, like these things. It's kind of a microcosm for how far we have to go as a society when you look at still how much ignorance there is surrounding drugs and alcohol.
And I think legalization is good, but legalization comes with regulation, and that's the point. And it would, so much crime would end if you legalize drugs.
But there's all this tax revenue now from legalized weed that we can use for other things. So,
test cases. Hey, we can, do this around the country. But what are the Democrats doing? What are they up to? Our old good friends, the Democrats.
Tucking their tails between their legs.
I mean, this just came out. Fucking in fall of 2022, ahead of the midterms, Merrick Garland opted to freeze both the classified documents and election investigations because of what some officials believed was his overly cautious reading of a DOJ policy not to take any public action close to an election. Jesus. So Comey biting us in the ass yet again. The over scrutiny on him. First of all, Comey's like getting indicted now, right?
Yes.
By Trump. What is Trump mad about? Because it only helped.
This has always surprised me too. This has always befuddled me as well. I mean, Comey who knows? There's no way to know for sure, but he did come out with that, what's his name, Wiener laptop thing 10 days prior to the 2016 election. And that probably did mean a lot of people stayed home. And that might have made the difference in that election, because it really was a very close election in those swing states. But that's the point that I always have whenever Comey comes up in conversation is, what is Trump so mad with him about? I mean, he gave him that help, basically that election. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't, it definitely helped Trump. So what is he pissed about? But I think like Comey just buy the book. And if there was anybody who was smart enough to get Trump to trip over his own feet while he was in office, then it was probably Comey, and that's probably why he got rid of him, because he was a threat.
Yeah.
Probably a smart move, actually.
Yeah. I think it's dark days. It's dark days now for sure.
Yeah, it's fascism.
It's fascism, motherfucker.
It's fascism. It's American
the
fascism.
empire. It's the empire's here. And we are the rebellion. And the rebellion is bubbling up, and it's starting to make change. Like, we're seeing Kat is getting indicted. That means they're scared, like she said. Zoran, they're talking about fucking denaturalizing Zoran and deporting him.
Right.
Because they're scared of him. And APAC is running scared because APAC Tracker, which is a great follow, tracks every politician's APAC money, if they're good or not on that issue. And APAC's brand has become so toxic that the group is now telling members to donate directly to candidates. They are hoping this new tactic will help conceal who they are backing. Too bad we're still tracking it. So they put out a video.
So APAC, the Israeli lobby, APAC, the one that we have a petition up currently for to get rid of. Yeah, those guys. So now, since they have such bad press, they have told their donors to just directly donate to people who are campaigning. So the politicians who are taking APAC money, and they can be outed for it because they have to be transparent on their forms. It shows on their forms. They've now just said, don't even worry about that. Bypass that. Go around us. This has become too toxic of a brand. So you think you're smart.
Good.
Gotcha. We already knew you were going to do this. We're not dumb. They think this is going to work. They're just going to be able to put the
brand them.
But we're not going to let that.
Yeah.
No, once an APAC recipient, always an APAC recipient, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Unilateralism on this issue. Don't get caught up in any kind of nuanced conversation here. APAC is evil. It's like the NRA. It's got to go. There's nothing good about it. It is a cancer on our society. Anybody who takes money from them is an enemy of American progress. Period. Done.
Period.
Happen. So what's going to happen is we're still going to scrutinize every single contribution that these people get that we can. And we're going to figure out where it comes from.
That's great.
You'll just keep having to pass the buck to the next guy, but it'll always track back to you. Either we're going to stop you completely or we're going to make it real hard for you to do this shit. Go sign the petition that we have currently up to get rid of APAC. Even though they're going to shift away from the name, it's still awesome to be able to put that publicly out there that they have to go. Show your support for that, please. Link is in the bio. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Absolutely. So go do that, folks. UnitedUprising.com.
Yeah.
Go sign the petition, the APAC tracker. Fucking, that's awesome. I love what they're doing. And again, it's grassroots. It's just people being pissed off and fed the fuck up. Our generation, Gen Y. I won't call ourselves millennials. Fuck that shit. I don't eat avocado toast. I don't even like avocado.
You're letting them win the branding. You're letting them win the brand war.
I'm Gen Y, as in why the fuck did you leave us this world to fix up ourselves? Gen, why the fuck are we here? Gen, what the fuck were you doing?
Selfish.
But we got some good candidates. Like we're talking about.
It's a start.
Zoran,
it's a start. Like it's going to take a long time.
And this guy who I wanted to ask you about, because you're in California, and this dude is running for Pelosi's seat. They say Pelosi's out.
That sounds right.
So how is he running for her seat?
San Francisco.
If she's
it's just her.
out?
It's her the seat that she's leaving.
She hasn't left yet.
No.
I thought she already left 3 years ago.
No.
Damn.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, this is what's his name?
Sakat Chakrabarti. Yeah.
Chakrabarti. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got ties to AOC.
Yeah, he was part of Justice Democrats, something like that. I don't know.
No, he is running against Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, okay.
I guess she's running again.
If ICE wasn't bad enough already, they just signed a $5.7 million contract to watch everything you're posting online. And they've already started detaining folks for their opinions. Signal Labs is the new surveillance company that ICE is working with. And according to their website, they detect online and real-world risks to leadership. And under Trump, freedom of speech has become a risk to leadership. And just this week, Sami Hamdi, a prominent British journalist, was detained by ICE because he dared to criticize Israel. This is straight up out of the fascist playbook. Every journalist should be up in arms about what's going on, and every member of Congress should be clamoring to cancel this contract, because this has nothing to do with security. This is just about Trump advancing his authoritarian agenda.
I mean, he's right here, and this dude has been making the rounds. I think he has a lot of good stuff to say. And yeah, I mean, here's another one. Here's another one.
Yeah, another name. Yeah. No, it's great. They're multiplying.
They're multiplying, man. You can't.
Now they just got to win. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Zoran's got to. They got to win. Zoran's got to win. Cat's got to win. Sakrat, is that his name? Sakrat.
Yeah.
Sakat.
And you know, and it's not just one time. It's not like, oh, if this candidate loses this time, that's the end. Cory Bush is running again because the AIPAC got her out last cycle, and she took a breather, and she's back in the fight. Jamal Bowman's not exactly running again right now. I've heard interviews that he's doing other things behind the scenes,
He'll be back.
helping out, and he'll be back. He's staying in the fight. And
yeah, I think that's a good call. I think that's a good call. They have value. Yeah, they're coming.
It's kind of
they're
community building.
Just because someone got kicked out of the mainstream for a minute doesn't mean they're not gonna. There was that Buffalo mayor, right, that got squeezed out.
Yeah, India Walton. But she's still in there. She's still doing stuff and Graham Plattner, who has been the
what do you let's get what are your thoughts on Graham Plattner? I like the guy still. I think all of his explanations have been top, the best effort that one could give under the circumstances. I don't find a whole lot wrong with what he did. Like, I believe that I don't even care if it was like a Nazi. He didn't know it was a Nazi symbol.
I didn't know it was until this past week or two.
Right.
People have pointed out that that symbol is on the hat of like one of the Nazis, Indiana Jones, Hydra and whatnot. And I've watched those movies several times. I watched it that week and I didn't notice that fucking symbol.
Yeah.
And plus,
I think I remember
crossbones. Look at a wall of skull and crossbones at a tattoo shop and pick out the one that's a Nazi one. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you there.
No, it's all good. I think he's just I like the guy a lot, and we need more like him. He's still leading in all the polls based on what I've seen. So I think he's got a comfortable lead too, right? He's got like high 50s or something like that.
And so this is Olivia Giuliano, who's a Dem strategist getting paid by the chorus situation, which again, not everyone getting paid by chorus is like a Dem shill. There are pro-Palestinian people on there and whatnot, but she's criticizing the Nazi tattoo, right? I've noticed a lot of establishment Dem influences latched onto the Graham tattoo story in what appears to be a very coordinated way. We know from Taylor Loren's story that Olivia Giuliano is getting centrist Dem payola. Wonder how many others are getting paid to push this. And she says, I dislike people who get Nazi tattoos and downplay sexual assault for free. Not everything is a conspiracy. You can, and it just sucks. Now, that's the second part is a reference to the Reddit posts where he said, 10 years ago that, maybe women shouldn't get too drunk if they're going to a frat party, something along those lines, which again, he has apologized for and evolved from, which is again, a position that unfortunately a lot of males still here in 2025 among all age ranges still default to that kind of victim blaming when it comes to sexual assault, and is awful. And he has evolved from that position clearly. But since these attacks have come out, which I will point out that Sam Cedar on Majority Report says is very early for them to be doing Oppo research, and putting these stories out there, again, indicating they're nervous. This article,
they'd fire this so early. They didn't want him to get momentum.
Yeah. They really wanted him to stop. They should have done it even earlier, I guess.
It made it better. I think they probably improved him because it got him in the national news.
Yeah. But this reporter here did what do you call it? Where you follow the candidate around.
Walk and talk or something?
Yeah,
like a shadow?
Shadow interview with Plattner, and did polling. And it says in the interview, despite all that, Midcoast Villager has been unable to find a single Plattner supporter who has abandoned him over the controversies after speaking to more than 24 voters. Now, that's only more than 24 people.
24, yeah.
People who are down with it, but like who can't support him anymore. I've seen certainly a lot of online discourse about people who were big on him early on, and then were like, no, I can't do this for either the Reddit post or that he worked at Blackwater after the military, which again,
which makes me a little nervous. That does make me a little nervous. Is the military experience and the private
and he
military
said, like,
experience.
I was a security guard for an ambassador,
right?
And it's like, again, there's only there's only so many jobs someone whose job it was for a long time to shoot a machine gun can get after leaving the military.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. He was just kind of surviving.
I mean, it is especially if you're in the military, you're in that culture. Here's a career path for you at a job fair at the military base, Blackwater, Raytheon, like Boeing, I'm sure, or all these companies. So he picked one. Again, I'm not in Maine. I'm not making this decision. It's not on me, but I think,
I think it's great. I think, I mean, whatever, man. He's just starting out. Like, he's from the working class. Like, he is a working class Mainer, even though he went to a private high school that I know very well. That's like very expensive now, and was back then too, to be fair. But yeah, he's a good guy. He seems like a good guy. And he's one of those like work hard, play hard types. Went to the military, huge personality. And I think it's like he's got to find a way to now make the turn at some point and play up that personality, or just stay the course. I mean, I just checked the polls. He's leading by 21 points.
Yeah.
He's got 46% of likely Democratic primary voters already.
And where's Mills?
I don't know. Janet Mills at 25%.
I mean, almost double.
Yeah, 46 to 25.
Like, that's crazy. All he's got, I mean, it's his race to lose at this point.
I mean, it means 29% are undecided or with Collins.
And we're going to get, I'm sure, the ADL and fucking APAC and all this money. I mean, it's Chuck Schumer's handpicked candidate.
Janet Mills?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should hurt her.
Yeah, it should. It should. And I think it will. I mean, again, these are folks. He's doing what Zoran did. He's going out, and like Kat Gazella has been doing, going out, meeting people, making community, so that when these people see ads on TV smearing, this radical leftist, she's part of Antifa, and he had a tattoo and blah, blah, blah. They've met him. They've met him, or they know someone who's met him and who's talked about, like, he's a cool guy. The policies that these people are advocating for is going to help people. Wouldn't you like free and fast buses? Wouldn't you like universal child care? Like, I think we're seeing a new wave of leftist politicians with savvy, and with who have learned the lessons of Occupy Wall Street, of the Iraq and Afghanistan protests, of the Black Lives Matter protest, the Stacey Abrams election.
I don't know. Some of these people are pretty young, so they might not remember some of the things you're talking about. But I mean, yes, I think the direction is pretty simple. It's just the opposite. It's a complete 180 from what Trump and conservative America is doing. It's the opposite of the thing that, like, I want us to get united behind is what is the central ideological problem. What is like the alcoholic or the drug addict saying, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Right. It's baby boomer conservative capitalism. And I still haven't seen that taken on yet. But that's just personal thing for me, is like, I want there to be, I feel like that's the next step in the growth of this movement. But for now, I'm psyched to see Kat and Plattner kill it. Hopefully this momentum continues to build for them. I think they're Plattner for sure is kind of a shoo-in as long as he stays the course. I think he can run a pretty low risk campaign and win.
Yeah. And I
don't think he needs to do anything special.
Inshallah, fingers crossed, knock on wood, Zoran wins. I think him just never stopping. Like, I don't want him out going to other states campaigning because, he's got a show. I'm in New York helping New Yorkers, doing my platform and working on it. But I think him, making statements or doing video collaborations with
he's going to create content.
Lifting
he's going to
people
create
up.
content, like if not every day, every other day. I think he'll be like, dude, everyone's curious what's going on in New York. I don't care where you're from. Everybody wants to know what's going on in Manhattan and like what's the latest shit that's going down. Something's going down out there, you know? And
I think Pinkerbell is right. The Red Scare boogeyman just doesn't work anymore. But like you're saying, younger people just don't.
Right.
Socialism and communism doesn't really scare.
They're not the same thing, but it's like, but they're also not the same thing.
They're not the same thing. But I mean, just those words alone. Commie is a comedic word to me because I heard it in cartoons, like people calling each other commie as an insult and like not really knowing what it means. It's just like you like Russia, I guess.
Have you ever heard
Pinko?
Pinko, yeah.
Yeah. Tanky. Like
Pinko's my favorite.
These words don't scare me. And I don't think scare most people our age or younger.
No, but we need to tap into at least some percentage of Gen Xers because they're really capitalist. Sure. They're really capitalist. And you need to find a way. So this is another issue. Let's see. We got about 15 minutes left. So keep your eye out for my channel. There's going to be an essay sometime this year about how to execute a wealth transfer because the baby boomers are all dying and all their money is going into trusts and into their heirs' pockets and stuff like that. And there's a way to use that as an opportunity to redistribute wealth. So stay tuned for my channel. And I'll be coming out with a new essay Friday on the DNC divide, the triangulation of American politics, starting back and basically explaining how Bill Clinton took the party of FDR and turned it into the party of Bill Clinton. But back to Alex.
My little plugs here. I made a video on Ball Pit with my latest video game addiction. It is great.
Dude, you are online more than anyone I've ever fucking met. You create so much fucking content. Are you making money somehow, I hope?
No, not yet.
You're not making money?
I mean, I have a Cash App that's in my description here on my page. So if you feel the urge, folks. But I just made a video today on 5 scary, spooky horror movies that are actually freaky to watch for Halloween. So I made this today. I'm pretty proud of it. Long Legs is featured. You got to watch the video to find out what else is featured.
All right, I'll check it out,
folks. But I also wanted to show the trailer for South Park because it's not airing tonight.
Okay.
And God damn it, because I've been following their Twitter to make sure when they're fucking airing this year because it's so scattered and they've been late and taking weeks in between because of the Paramount deal and all that. But they finally released the trailer for the new episode airing on Friday on Halloween. Special Halloween episode of South Park. So let's check this out. And as Letterhack said, David Sirota is having a live Q&A tomorrow with Plattner. So I'm definitely going to check that out.
On Halloween night,
I am speaking to the entity in this house.
a terrifying new South Park.
We can't afford a house, so we're moving in with your grandpa.
Moving in with Grandpa?
This is a bunch of bull crap!
With new horrors unleashed.
It's unbelievable. The rectoplasm seems to be 54% flail.
Is that Carolyn Levitt with
Probably.
like a pig nose? Who is this?
JD Vance. I don't know.
This is JD.
No, I know. I don't know.
Is that Ted Cruz?
No.
Is it Linda McMahon? I don't know.
Sandwich.
Halloween night on Comedy Central and airing next day on Paramount Plus.
By the way, if you haven't been keeping up with the season, Towelie has now been put in the White House as Trump and Satan's jizz rag. So that's him making that sound.
Towelie was a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah.
Towelie goes back like 20 years.
Yeah, holy shit, man. Fucking
that was like back when I was in college.
I still consider that like a new season episode.
Yeah, I know.
Just when they changed the intro.
Oh, is that yeah, South Park's great.
But I got 2 clips here. Well, I got 3 clips, but 3 clips. I want you to choose which one you want to watch. I got Mehdi Hassan has been going back and forth with Matt Walsh. And I always refer to you as like the socialist Matt Walsh just because of the beard and the hair.
Right.
But you don't have cross eyes in the glasses like he does and aren't a prick.
No, I like to think I'm a little bit better looking.
just a smidge.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I got Mamdani was on Majority Report talking with Sam today. And I got this old clip from MTV, which I don't know if we should play or not because it's MTV.
Does it have music?
It probably does, but it's this clip from
go ahead.
Old Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan and how he was still on welfare when 36 Chambers was like blowing up and Wu-Tang was blowing up. And just watching this interview, it's not, I mean, it's part of it is an interview, but the whole segment really, like, I'll just play the end of it here. Because this is just a friend of mine sent this to me because I've been getting into like all this old school rap recently. And just this piece here that Kurt Loder says after all this. So essentially the whole piece is that, yes, he's a famous rapper, but he's still on welfare.
You don't count like this again in your life. You'll love it.
So, is old dirty bastard a welfare cheat? We'll leave that question to higher authorities. Suffice it to say that as a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, he shared in profits from the group's million-selling debut album. And Elektra Records says it advanced him $45,000 last year, which, according to New York State welfare authorities, is way more than anyone collecting benefits should be earning. While Congress continues debating welfare reform, we'll keep you posted on this unusual case.
See what I mean? Like, they're already, I mean, this is the 90s. This is the era of the welfare queen and that rhetoric from Bill Clinton, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
And just fear-mongering. Oh, everybody on welfare is a big famous rapper who shouldn't be getting it.
The micro behavior is resentment for people who get a benefit from the government that others don't think they deserve.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And let's find some examples to put on air.
Right.
Of people
to show. Right.
to show.
And that goes into the anecdotes versus data dichotomy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to share that. I thought it was interesting. And I encourage people to watch that full clip because Old Dirty Bastard, RIP, he was a fucking real one. And that he was fucking hilarious in that. But would you want to check out this Zoran on MR or this Mehdi beef with Matt Walsh?
Let's do the Matt Walsh. I was thinking of Zoran originally, but we're gonna get tons of. Let's do the Matt Walsh thing because I want to hate on that guy.
Yeah, let's fucking
for some good con.
Let's hate on Matt Walsh a little bit here.
Such an ugly guy.
So
like
this
Ben
is
Shapiro, man.
Yeah,
ugly on the outside, ugly on the inside.
This is his response to Matt Walsh and my debunking of his lazy talking points on slavery and Muslims, as well as his bigoted history. And this also comes after this. Let me just show this real quick. They're trying to put a statue at Louisiana State University of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And one of the professors is getting heat from Fox for comparing him to a KKK member.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be honoring our homegrown racists like David Duke?
Yep.
So this is Mehdi debunking, basically doing a piece on Matt Walsh.
If you're asking Matt who, then I'm truly envious of you. Normally, I wouldn't waste time responding to basically an internet troll, but Matt is so emblematic of everything that is wrong with the modern MAGA right.
I mean, dude, if you just hit your face with a shovel, put glasses on you, I mean...
Yeah, maybe. Give me some bad skin too.
Use some eczema.
Give me some really bad skin.
Self-victimization, verbal abuse, a walking, talking Dunning-Kruger. Now, Matt Walsh, who says he's a conservative Christian, is upset with me for being a Muslim and for being an immigrant, but above all else, for being an American. That he cannot stand. So he did an entire 13-minute video calling me a spiteful, lying, self-entitled brat, on top of his tweet in which he called me an ungrateful little bitch, just as Jesus would have said. Now, before we get into the substance of Matt's claims, if we can even call it that, before we get into what I said about Muslims, and the founding of America. A little bit of background on who Matt Walsh is. Shock jock podcaster, former radio DJ, and now basically that Daily Wire guy who isn't Ben Shapiro. He's also the guy who hasn't got the greatest of political judgment. He went all in on Ron DeSantis in the GOP primary and then had to come crawling back to Trump when DeSantis got destroyed, as some of us predicted he would.
I forgot about that. He was one of the people who was like, yes, Trump's time is over. It's time to move with DeSantis.
No, Mehdi knows the record.
Mehdi's so good at this.
Matt is also the guy who said COVID wasn't a big deal, that, quote, it's totally irrational to panic over this virus. He later admitted he got it wrong. But here's my favorite. Matt was so bothered by a black woman playing Ariel in the Little Mermaid movie that he actually said this.
From a scientific perspective, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean.
There are no words to describe how dumb you have to be to try and make scientific arguments about the skin color of mermaids, which are fictional fucking characters, Matt. This is the guy who millions on the right turn to for intellectual guidance.
He's like John Oliver mixed with Walter Cronkite.
I love Mehdi Hassan, man. Mehdi Hassan's a pro. He's so the best. Good. I wish he had. I mean, there's the names are out there. They just need a bigger platform. It's just like some billionaires like got to step up. And did you see, by the way, Mark Cuban was talking a big game about Zoran and saying like Zoran's finally, he's saying Zoran's finally doing what the lefties want, which is to tell them they're going to get healthcare and they're going to get housing. And
I thought he was criticizing Zoran.
He was backing him up.
Good.
Yeah.
Historical analysis and thought leadership. Then you wonder why this country is so screwed right now. By the way, just quickly, consistency isn't really his thing either. In May of this year, he said identifying as a girl dad is super cringe and corny. In 2020, though, he said being a girl dad is a great blessing. He constantly complains about political violence and death threats when they're aimed at him, but he's happy to dish it out to the people he doesn't like. He's called for the mayor of Chicago, a black man, to be executed. He's called for Jimmy Kimmel, a comedian, to be arrested. He once said this, too.
But it is, in fact, true that you have to make people hurt. And I'm sorry, but holding signs...
Oh, my God, look at this picture of him. No chin. Just straight mouth to neck.
Yelling loudly will not make anyone hurt.
You have to make people hurt. Now, what's really bothering
me... He's not wrong
about
that, by the way.
In a recent visit to...
What do you say?
He said you have to make people hurt. Like pain is actually
the protesting,
what motivates a lot of politics.
Hurt. Now, what's really bothering him about me is that I said in a recent visit to Dearborn,
I think that if you can play church bells, you can pray the call to prayer.
Isn't it okay for Muslim Americans to broadcast a call to prayer? I mean, let me add right now, within reason, of course, and in accordance with all local sound and noise ordinances. But Matt went nuts and said Christianity built this country. Islam did not at all in even the slightest way.
Weak.
That's why we can have our church bells. To which I responded, 1 in 3 of the slaves who built this country were Muslims. They were here long before the Walsh family arrived. You'd know that if you'd studied history, but I know MAGA has an issue with studying. To which Matt responded with a 13-minute video in which he got really mad, but was unable to rebut the 2 central points that I made. Number 1, enslaved people helped build this country. And number 2, perhaps up to 1 in 3 of those slaves were Muslims. Matt can't rebut that because it's true, according to historians, according to the African American History Museum, according to the US State Department. Muslim slaves are a historical fact.
They're going to get rid of that now. They're going to go scrub those websites.
Here's the thing, we can, wrap up because Lumen's coming on soon. It doesn't even matter. All that, whenever people go and do a deep dive on history, I appreciate the effort, and it's definitely worth it to do that extrapolation and give me that profound insight and knowledge that I would not have had otherwise. I appreciate it, but it doesn't even matter that even if Walsh were right about Muslims not being a big part of our history, they have an incredible rich history of science discovery and all sorts of things that would be relevant towards building a better society. So why would we not include them in our future planning with top shelf talent? And the answer is because Walsh doesn't think that Muslims belong in circles of leadership.
Yeah I mean, it's just Christopher. He wants this country to be Israel, but Christianity instead of Judaism. You know, in name only, being the central religion that they use, and all religious people to be persecuted. We got, like you said, we are transitioning into Lumen's show. You want to bring him on for a sec just to hand those handoffs.
Yeah. You're transitioning, bro. Like, what's the Lumen cast pronoun?
The Lumen cast is pronoun. What's that? That show, right? That everyone's going crazy for.
I don't know.
No, Ben Stiller directed it. You know what I'm talking about? It won all
Ben
the awards.
Stiller. I'm sorry to be a
Severance.
Loser. I really don't
Severance.
know. Y'all are the pop culture guys, not me. I'm
Dude, Lumen. So the name of the company in Severance is Lumen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
The name of the company, the evil company.
People are like, "Oh, what does that mean?" I'm like, absolutely nothing. I think I was high, and I was like,
light.
I know that, but they're like, what's significance? And I'm like, I don't know. Embarrassing enough. I was a lib that used to watch fucking Destiny. So
well,
it's like,
I
thought I would have a moniker. Even Hassan has Haas, like I gotta have some showmanship over here.
Yeah, well, mine's a combination of my nicknames, and yours works. You didn't intend this, but yours works because you've got the white beard going on. So that's your light coming out. That's your light inside of you.
The Arabs would call that Noor, and the reason why I know that is because my wife got me to watch the only season of Love Is Blind that I've ever watched all the way through was Love Is Blind Habibi, and they had Arab Jessica Rabbit on. I am but just a man. Just a
dude, I don't.
And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like,
we've watched every season.
Woo!
Love Is Blind because we are addicted like fucking heroin addicts to Love Is Blind and 90 Day Fiance. Matter of fact, at 9:00 tonight, we're watching the reunion for season 9 of the USA Love Is Blind. That shit has been crazy. Well, I'll talk about it next week. But I know we have different opinions on Grant Plattner. Did you want to?
I fucking hate the guy.
Yeah, really?
No, we can. No, let's take over. This is fine. Let's go right into it. Let's do the show. If y'all want to hang out, I can fill an hour.
I can hang out for like 10 minutes or so.
That's cool. I have plans going, but like if you want to,
I plan on listening. Cool. We talked about our shit. Yeah.
Here's the deal. So, and I made a couple of like TikToks about this, and I made a couple videos about this. Lumencast on YouTube. Okay, so the Nazi tat, it is a Nazi tat. Let's stop playing. I could get over that. I absolutely can. And the way that his team, here's my problem. Either he has the dumbest team of all time, who was just like not going to properly run opposition research, because if you're going to run for anything, I've run for something before and I actually won. I had to run to be a delegate for the Bernie Sanders campaign because a bunch of people, actually that's a whole nother story, because we had a bunch of people from the Louisiana and New Orleans Democratic Party who were actually Hillary people who wanted to just go to the convention and go to open bar. So they ran under the Bernie line. And I won, but I didn't have to get vetted or anything. I got vetted by like New Orleans, like Our Revolution, right? And because vetting means they already knew who I was. But like, if I was seriously going to run for something like that, even dog catcher, the first opposition research you have to do is on yourself. What, like, you can't not. So it's like, dude, you have a Nazi tattoo, but we can work with that. The thing I would have done was, we're going to do a campaign ad of you getting it lasered off. And you're going to say, this is who I used to be. It was terrible. It was shit. Put your old Reddit post on there too. And like in the ad, and be like, that's why I feel like such a, human trash bag. I'm going to devote the rest of my time on this earth I have left to fighting for, marginalized people, blah, blah, blah. However you want to spend that, right? You could easily do that. Everybody does dumb shit. I don't have any stupid tattoos, but the problem with it is, the deal with the tattoo is, here's my issue with the tattoo. The guy he is a Marine Corps veteran, just like I am. The Marine Corps, their whole mantra in Marine Corps boot camp and on forward is, you're not just like a crayon eater. You're not just like every Marine or rifleman.
Crayon eater.
That's what we call them. Crayon eaters, leathernecks, whatever. Yeah. Uncle Sam's misguided children, whatever the fuck, right? Now,
Marines are superior soldiers, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. You are sold this thing that you are like this.
So my dad, I'll let you get right back to it. My dad
go.
was in the Navy, and he said that was the reputation. He said Marines, Navy SEALs, and Army Rangers were kind of like the holy trinity of like badasses in the military.
I guess. I mean, even the Marines have their special forces, which is Scout Sniper, but that's a whole nother thing. But they train you more than anything to be this kind of like warrior poet, right? Mm-hmm. You're almost like a samurai, to where if you've ever read the Way of the Samurai, or you know anything about samurai culture, they were shitbags. But the things that they did in peacetime was you were expected to know about art and poetry and literature and be able to write and do calligraphy and all this shit. So they have like the commandant's reading list, where you're supposed to you actually get points on this so you can get promoted faster. You read these books in the commandant's reading list, and they're all books about like war. I mean, obviously, probably the most contemporary thing in that is going to be Starship Troopers, which is fascist as shit, but it makes sense. That's a whole other thing I can talk about.
I mean, it's the criticism of fascism.
No, that's the movie. You're thinking, not the book. The book is fash as fool.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Okay, the book is nothing like the movie. That's something, if we ever want to do a pop culture thing, how much Verhoeven, when he like read the book, he was like, this is shit, and I'm not doing this. If you want me to do a Star Troopers movie, I'm going to do it my way.
I'm going to subvert it. Yeah, I love
exactly.
Verhoeven. He's great.
Yeah, so do I. So my point is, my man, you know about history. Our claim to fame as Marines, two things. That we island hopping campaign in the Pacific, and then modern things. You could talk about, like, the Marine Corps hymn from the halls of Montezuma. Really, it's a list of war crimes to the shores of Tripoli. It's a song about war crimes. But wow. Our claim to fame is the island hopping campaign, Mount Suribachi. You've seen it. The guys raising the flag after they
Iwo
Jima. Iwo Jima. And the whole reason that the Marines are called devil dogs is because the Nazis, the SS, the fucking German regulars hated to see us coming, and they called us Teffelhunden, which means devil dog. So it was like a respect thing. It's like if you talk to Vietnam vets, they're like, oh, we don't call him Charlie anymore. We called him Mr. Charlie, the Kong, because we had respect for him. So my point is, this motherfucker knows history. So either he's the dumbest Marine that's ever dumbed, or he knew exactly what he put on his body. And the positioning's weird. It's almost like he wanted to put a tattoo on his body in a place where his command wouldn't see it. Now, I could be completely wrong on all that. That is complete speculation. Whatever.
I mean, don't you shower and all together and stuff?
No. Fuck no.
I don't know.
Hell no.
Closest I've been to the military is watching stripes and shit.
No, that is no. That you would be clowned so hard. Like, you have to understand how like homophobic.
Well, I mean, I can only assume.
It's like how
that's generational though. That's generational. Older generations used to like shower and like
maybe
they did.
That's why I assume the military.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
the real issue.
He might. I don't know if you're giving. I feel like you're giving him a lot of credit. Like I don't know if he knew it was a Nazi thing.
Fine. I will concede everything I just filibustered on for the last whatever minutes. I'll concede it all to you. Here's the real problem. He's telling me that he felt so fucking bad about his 4 tours. Everybody's talking about the 4 tours. That's not a thing. That's not like a thing like he volunteered to go back. He had to. 4 tours just means how long they could keep you out, and then they bring you back for R&R and shit. He did 4 tours in Iraq and Iraq, right? And he felt so bad about it that he decided to go do the same shit for more money as a fucking mercenary.
Blackwater.
That right there makes no sense.
Well, didn't he say he was a guard for an embassy
at Blackwater?
I mean,
as a mercenary?
Don't mercs?
That's a merc, dog.
Yeah, but don't mercs have security jobs and shit?
That's a killer for money. It doesn't matter. You're literally signing yourself up.
They have Blackwater people who are like following around politicians and celebrities.
Killers for money. I have more respect for whatever we want to call whatever, the name.
I mean, look, I ain't defending black.
I'm just saying, terrorist, the word terrorist gets thrown around, whatever. I'm a fucking Antifa terrorist. Everybody's a goddamn terrorist now, right? But whatever in your head that a actual terrorist is trying to change, policy through violence, right?
Yeah.
That's the definition of it. Whatever your thought is of that, I have so much more respect for that than somebody who's a killer for money. So what you're telling me is you don't believe in shit.
Right.
I feel
He could have got a security job. I got offered, my dumb admin ass got offered I was just an admin guy. All I did was payroll and paperwork and shit. I got offered a job with Blackwater. They said they would pay me $400 a day because I was looking for a job when I got out. I went through the VA or whatever. These are all the people who want to hire.
Right.
$400 a day to be in the green zone in Iraq. They said I would never have to come out of the green zone, but and all I had to do was just admin work. Now, with that being said, I said, hell no. I'm not going to be a mercenary and be a potential killer for money. And I'm be honest with you, it wasn't just this like principal stand I have, but that is true. Live Leak, ogreish.com, and what was the other one? Whatever it was, got my mind right real quick because the green zone did not matter. I'm like, I am not potentially getting my head cut off by one of these dudes there's no amount of money that I'm going over there, and I'm like, dude, you became a mercenary. They're Blackwater or mercenaries. They're such war criminals that they had to like disband, reform, and completely change their name.
All right, so
there's no way you do that. Go ahead.
So the fact that he's got that on the resume is a DQ for you.
That's it. That's the main thing because chronologically it makes no sense. You're telling me how it's like you're saying like, look, I feel so bad about kicking dog. Like I used to walk down my street and every dog I would see, I would kick it. And like I was told how bad that's a thing to do. And also I also see the light of how bad that's a thing to do. So for my next act, I'm going to start a dog fighting ring. Make it make sense.
Maybe it didn't come to the regret of the war. Like he's talked about, like I found myself fighting in wars that I ceased to believe in. Maybe he's counting the time at Blackwater. Like he didn't see anything wrong with it at the time. And he's doing security detail for some ambassador or an embassy or something. And after all that, he's like, you know what? Just seeing the carnage and the protests, like it changed his mind, and he left that position, moved back home. I think that was the timeline. No,
here's the problem with that. So if that's true, if you're going to combine you're going to say, oh, I was in Blackwater and it was also terrible, and we're going to take care, we're going to say that the most generous thing, you combine all that time, right? One was a 4-year commitment that he could not quit. Right. One was a job that he could quit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I was a cop, dude. I walked away from it. When I walked away from it because I said, this is bullshit.
How did he end his
I don't know.
career at Blackwater?
I don't know if his contract ended or what. Yeah, let's find out. Find out for me. But just him being a Blackwater mercenary. Stop calling him a contractor. They're mercenaries. They're mercenaries just
no, I don't like the contractor thing.
Just like what's the one that was always in Angola? Executive Outcomes. Just like those fucking guys. No different. They're killers for money. And I have no respect for that at all. There's no way you'll catch me guarding an oil field, doing security for any kind of bullshit like that. The guys who are out there committing war crimes in Gaza, in Palestine. Same thing. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're contractors. We're contractors. Yeah. And you had what did the one guy do? The one guy who was like, hey, they out here killing Palestinians. He walked the fuck off. He said, I'm done with this shit. And he did the media tour. That's what you do. If you're that broken up about it, what you're saying to me is with the Nazi tat and with all that shit, you either thought that you could just slide through on that and nobody was ever going to find out, or you just don't care. And when you add up all the pieces to where he's really quick to downplay all this shit, but if you call him a socialist or you call him a communist, oh my god, his fucking his pearls have been clutched. And I'm just like, what is this? None of his story makes sense. And I'm not saying he's a Fed. I see people come out, he's a Fed. Like, No, the Fed. I don't know. The American government has been exposed as like not being as competent at doing evil shit as we've always been like led to believe. But there's just no way. There's no way that guy.
No, I don't think you need to
would
go
be
down
a
to the
Fed.
Fed line. I
Yeah.
think you need to evaluate this guy's actual talent a little bit more shrewdly. And I think he's just not that bright.
What I'm saying is, and again, you're saying he's not that bright. So it's like right there. I'm like, you might be too. If I'm going to be completely cool with this, if I'm going to be completely generous, I'm like, then you're not smart enough to do this. Now I will say this, and I will say, and I'll let you go, and I will say this, that if you live in Maine and you want to get Susan Collins out and you want to vote for this guy, I am not going to fucking hold you. Just the same way I did not hold Kamala Harris voters.
Right.
Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, motherfucker, because your story makes no sense. That's it.
Well, I think. Well, here's the deal. Like, the ends justify the means sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, given what I'm learning, the more I'm getting to know him, I think he's going to be on the team, the DSA team, long term. If there's he could be there, and I don't think he's going to like rock the boat too much. Yeah, I don't think he's going to bail out. And I don't think he's going to rock the boat too much in terms of the left's agenda. And I don't think he's going to try and compromise that. I could be wrong, but dude, I mean, we're so desperate, right? We're so desperate for names. I think like for the names to multiply. And we were talking earlier in our show about, they're multiplying. But maybe it's a little bit of cope. I'm with you, Lumen. Like I'm reconsidering. Like I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I'm gonna go and do more research on
I couldn't find the
Black
name
after this.
Blackwater.
So I'm very curious as to what that is, and hopefully he'll get to explain that. Maybe there's something we haven't thought of. Maybe there's an explanation we haven't thought of. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because it sounds like it hits pretty close to home.
It does. It just feels like he's just trying to con. If this feels like a con job, this feels like. It's more disrespectful than anything, because if he would have just been upfront, even the quote unquote bad takes that he has on Reddit, they feel like trickle truth. Because, okay, I'll give you an example. Like my mom is white. My wife is white. We have conversations like that all the time. The whole like, oh, black people don't tip thing. That did not even move the needle for me. Because that in a context, if he was on Reddit, I don't know what subreddit he was on, but if he was on like No Stupid Questions, I've asked questions like that about Islam and been like, hey, I saw this. What about that? And like out of context, that could be like, this guy's Islamophobic. But it's like, no, like I have a genuine question. Anything in good faith is fine. You can just like the comedians say, any joke is funny. It's just like, what context are you going to put it in? What context are you putting your questioning in? I don't have it's the Blackwater thing that just sticks in my mind. And I'm like,
and I get that from a former Marine yourself, like I know that up close. Another criticism, someone, Laura Jahid on Blue Sky, I think she's a reporter. She was in the Marines, and she's like, yeah, I can't get past this Blackwater thing, like and the Nazi thing, and everything you were saying. Like basically, like as a Marine, you should have known better. And why would you go work for Blackwater after this?
But I understand, and I want to be
that.
I want to be kind of generous too, because I understand. My wife and I were just talking about this, to where I understand putting like your past out in front. Of like, I was in the Marine Corps, and like, if I ever ran for anything, first thing we need to do is go through all this shit and clean it up. Second thing that I would do is I would say like my Uno triple reverse card to any like Republican right winger is I was law enforcement and I was in the Marine Corps. Now say something. I understand that, dog, but it's going to leave some questions. And, the questions from the left I would have to answer would be like, this was my job. I still regret joining, but I don't regret the things that it taught me. One of my main things about my channel is how people say, well, how are you a leftist? And I go, well, what you don't understand is the military in general showed me that socialism worked. All the things that they keep from us. I saw an interview with a Marine who said, an old Marine, he said, they give us socialism and make us go fight for capitalism. All the things that they say that do not work in society. UBI, military's got it. Housing and food for everyone.
Right. Employment.
They've got it. Yeah. So universal health care, TRICARE.
Right.
They got it. So the United States government already knows how to do this shit. They just make you literally give up your constitutional rights, because that's what you're doing when you raise your right hand and you swear an oath to the Constitution. Yeah. You are foregoing your constitutional rights at that point. So they know how to do it. They just keep it from us as a threat to make us go punch the damn time clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to bounce, guys, but it was great talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for dropping the knowledge, as always.
Yeah, sure. I love these because I just feel like these talks aren't being had, or they're being had in a very like reductive way. And I'm like, I'm not the two-man horn, but I think I'm kind of the guy. Yeah. Like, if you want to talk about like